What's going on, everybody? Another GTA 5 story mode gameplay. Special shout out to LKG for sharing how to make 2.1 billion on Lester's missions and other previous missions, and also how to safely invest in story mode. I'm just gonna piggyback off of some of these patterns that I figured out after reading tons of frustration, comments, and people losing money. Just wanted to share what I figured out: how to invest, keeping saved original files, and how to stack your profits on every saved files and not lose any money, and you know, skyrocket off double digits, triple digits. Alright, let's get into it. So first off, Evangelical, some examples: 18% gain, and Gold Coast, 16% gain. Last but not least, my curious and greedy time, Life Invader, 103%. That's crazy. So you want to save files, make sure you save files. I particularly have 3 files. One being the original, which is usually the third one after the process, and the first 2 are just the interchangeable profit margins that uh, you replace one after another if you want to keep increasing your profits and not lose any money. Alright, and here are some stocks. What you want to look for is about 5 to 6 day average of a bearish market in the stock, meaning it's dropping in price. So at the tail end, you can see it kind of tapers off and steadies out. I usually look for about maybe 1 to 3 days of that taper. That's when I usually buy. That's a hot buy. Same with Life Invader here. You could see like a day and a quarter worth of stabilization there. It'll either keep dropping or it'll, skyrocket, and you'll profit like crazy. On days where you don't see a taper, you could just sleep and not save and keep checking the market. And I will just drop to some videos and you guys can just see the process. So make sure you begin, make sure you save your original file. Here we're just gonna look at stocks, markets, average change, and then just look through the first 5, 6, maybe 8. Life Invader looks really good. Taco Bomb, that's okay. Those guys aren't really bottom, they're already stabilizing and going up, so you're not really looking for that. You're looking for that steady taper within a couple of days. You want to max out, and you want to do this to all 3 characters after you're done with this. And after you're done with all 3 characters, you remember you have I prefer 3 files. Now you have original save file from earlier. Now you want to go to sleep and save this file where you bought all your stocks. So now you have 2 actual save files, an original and one with stocks. That way you have a backup. Okay, now let's look at our portfolio. Oh look, it went up 3.1. It glitched up to 4.16. Guys, I don't know how to tell you. Maybe it's just my computer. I'm playing on a PC. Maybe it's just my game, but sometimes it does that. I've done this maybe 3, 4 different times, testing out this pattern, and I mean, it works. The first 2 I wasn't playing as much, and then I got curious and I started playing with this pattern, and this is an example. I mean, it just keeps climbing. You see how I save using those first two files interchangeably. Every time the profit margins or the return on investment goes up, I save. There goes another glitch. I save a new file. The first one being the highest return on investment, and the second one was the previous one. So every time it goes up, I'll save the next highest onto the second, and that second file moves up. The files replace itself, so that way you don't get confused. Your third file will always be your original, and then the second two are your profits. And you just keep stacking them on top of each other. Once you start losing money, you know, play a couple of days or sleep a couple of days without saving. See how it goes. If it just keeps dropping, forget it. Just reload from your previous session with the your highest return on investment, and then just keep sleeping off of that. That way, it's always gonna keep building. It usually goes back to your original return on investment, your last highest, and or drop a couple of points depending on which stock it is. And oftentimes, you know, it just keeps dropping and you get frustrated. You could just decide to sell it. I just got greedy, and I wanted to see how far I could go. I thought that with this video, I thought I maxed out at 50%, and I was like, you know what? I'm right at 50%. Let's keep going. And you know, got up to 103% and spent like 20 minutes doing this video, or just this particular scene. The other two altogether was probably like an hour and a half. So I made maybe $80 million, and I started Trevor off around 2 million and Franklin around 4 million, and then Michael was at 8 or 9 million or 11 million, I think was. So, you know, I made that much money in an hour and a half. That's crazy gains. This is before Lester's missions too, so just so you guys know, you can do this before or after, even if you've completed the storyline. This process works specifically for the stock market. There's other ways you guys call, I keep hearing glitches where you could just destroy other competitors, um, retail stores and all that stuff, and the next couple of 5 days or so you could basically tank your competitor's stock and profit off of that. But I don't know, I kind of figured this might be easier. You may need to have some cash, because if you only have like maybe 2 grand, I mean 2 grand of like 10%, it's something, but you probably make more money doing missions. I'd say the most beneficial you'll see this is probably when you're like a couple 100,000 to a million plus. You'll see that money return like crazy. But you know, you guys want to finish watching this video, but I'm done talking. You guys have any questions, comments, uh, you know, feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see if I could show more tutorials on how-tos. But, you know, hopefully this was beneficial. And for the rest of the video, I'm just gonna clip parts so you can just see how much gains I've gotten on return on investments.
Man, I'm drunk. But shit, I ain't getting drunker.
No, Trevor! I didn't realize you were home.